Here we go again. Hello again, PCQI. This one I am looking at a audit review that was sent by one of our clients. It's an FSSC 22000 requirements that also with ISO TS 22002 2009. Okay. So basically, the write-up that the observation is for the non-conformity is the food defense plan defined by the organization does not specify the mitigation measures that cover the processes and products within of the scope of the food safety management system, the FSMS. Okay, so the auditor's evidence as food defense plan interviewed the person, and basically the answer they got was through the CCTV. So the way this was addressed by the auditee is through the camera system, right? So the auditor took that answer and says, okay, what frequency of your tracking? So now this is the other part of traceability. So sometimes when you are using a CCTV as part of your food defense, you got to define those purposes on it. One is how many cameras do you have? So as an auditor start looking at, okay, show me a register. For me, that's the first thing that hit. Okay, you have you're using CCTVs. How many do you have? What do they cover? Are they on the critical critical areas that you need to be keeping an eye on? For me, when I'm looking at those audit, I pay attention to people being by themselves, right? Because it's food defense. You got to have a buddy system and things like that. So the auditor on this one interviewed the person in charge of the camera control, as indicated. The camera reviews are carried out every 2 hours per day. So that was the declaration they have, that they review these film. The issue they had was they couldn't show record that these are being monitored every 2 hours. So here we go again, right? So on the PFL systems that we've implemented, you have, what program are you looking at? What is your policy against it? And what are your procedures or SOPs? What forms that you're going to use or develop or that you're currently using to capture this compliance part of it. So you need to record those. And then, training materials. So you got to not just train, as a PCQI or as you can see, our channel's all about compliance. Once these programs are in place, in this particular food defense through CCTV, what are your policies? So we stated that, okay, we're gonna check them every 2 hours. Okay, that's a policy, right? What are your procedures now? Okay, so first your program is food defense via CCTV monitoring. Okay, point. I got it. What is your policy? Okay, I'm gonna have this many cameras. The policies are to have a camera in the pre-weigh room, in the chemical room, in the warehouse, production room, staging room, whatever areas of equipment, whatever that is. So you need to have that as a policy. This is how many we're gonna have. Now, how often are you gonna check them? Every 2 hours. That's what the declaration is. What is your SOPs behind that? What do you check? Right? So you're gonna have somebody that you're gonna assign, to do this task as part of your day-to-day controls. So that person needs procedures, right? So this is where the piece comes in. Remember, I keep saying programs, policies, and procedures. So we're at the procedures. How are you gonna obtain the footage? Is it through an iPhone, through an app, through a freestanding computer that's tied into the in-house server, to the cloud? What does that look like? So you're gonna have to have that procedure. Two is the procedure of what you're actually gonna be looking at. What are you checking for? Abnormality of somebody's function. Define those. So it's a lot easier for that security person that's going to be part of your food defense program to actually know what they're looking at and how to report those to the chain of command, things like that. So these are where this procedure section on your program, this is where you're doing all the how to. and then when certain incident, how to fill out incident report, etc., etc. And you can escalate it all the way to corrective actions at that point. All right. The other part of that, we mentioned PFL, so we're in the F part, the forms, right? So you're gonna need either, if it's an electronic form, like what we do for in one of our division, which is IT Blaster, where we create these type of software or modules for our clients, depending on the complexity of what they want to do. It could be a reporting to the person that was supposed to be performing the function every 2 hours, so he or she is informed. And if he or she doesn't perform it, does the supervisor get informed, and all the way to management and whatnot. So you need to have those. So either you're doing it electronically, you're doing it by old-fashioned pen, paper, clipboard, right? You need to have some sort of a form to document this as part of your food defense program that you've implemented and required. So then the other part of it is training material. So now you have all of this information. You now need to create a simplistic way of training individuals so they can perform this. It's just not the compliance person that knows everything, all the steps, but then it doesn't trickle down the line or upline. Sometimes when senior management doesn't understand it, you're gonna have a lot of pushback, right? And they're the one that writes the check. So you don't want to be yes sir, yes ma'am, right? You're a PCQI. So in this case, it's part of your duty to be this food defense coordinator. Okay. So anyway, so take a look at those training materials. You can do them huddle. We do them electronically as well on the phone, iPad, and whatnot. So you could have it as simple as a one-pager, huddle training, where you get your small group of folks and you just talk about it. Take the quizzes, submit them to HR, or you can do them on your phone, as whatever technology your company authorizes for you to continue your training. Okay. Anyways, that's my tidbit on that. When it comes to as a PCQI, if I'm handling these type of non-conformity report, which we get from time to time, we have clients that send it to us and kind of comment on them as we mentor them through this process. Anyways, thank you, PCQI. You have yourself a positive, great day. Contact us. And don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Thanks again, PCQIs. Have a good one.